Hello traders, how are you? Vladimir here from Home Trader Club. Welcome to the weekly Forex forecast. In today's video, several very interesting opportunities, so let's not waste our time, let's begin. Before we start with the very first pair, pound yen, which I find an amazing trading opportunities, I do have a request for your support. If you find value in this video, please hit the like button. Feel free to share this video with anyone who you believe can benefit watching that. And if you are new to our channel, welcome to our fantastic community. Please consider to subscribe with the subscribe button below this video. Thank you very much for your support. So pound yen has very interesting technical conditions, which I believe opening the door for some bearish correction, which could last for a while. Let's start with the monthly chart, not because we are here to trade so long periods, but here is a very interesting thing happening with the pound yen. After a big bottom that was holding here several times, starting from 2008, several times holding here and here, then in 2016 and then 1920, after all this hold, the pound yen reacted very strongly to the upside. The way it is building the wave at the moment hinted very possibly there is more to come after this pullback, probably to finalize this rally. I'm not here to try to predict the long-term future. I'm just saying that on a long term, there is a very good probability that the further buys are still here. But on the short term, we do need this pullback to happen, and you will see how that connects to what we will see on the lower time frame. So we got this support that was broken and retested a bit more than the support, and all this becomes a resistance area. And right now we are pretty much inside this area. The monthly chart so far creates two, as you can see here, strong spikes with a following potential engulfing. I say potential because we don't know how December will end, but so far it looks like a very healthy bearish candle. Now, with that in mind, we drop to the lower time frame. Let's go with the weekly chart, and here is what you will be able to see on the weekly chart. On this very leg, take a look how this rally basically end. We got one fake high, second fake high, two fake highs or two false breakouts in a row. Absolutely powerful sign, especially on the conditions where it comes with a bearish divergence, that there is a very strong high probability that a bearish correction is due. The last time such thing happened, by the way, was here, and we remember the big drop down we experienced since then. So all that happens here on a very interesting zone. Take a look on the Bollinger Band. We were riding the over than 20 candles on the upper band, which also puts a strong bearish pressure, and there should be correction at least to the opposite band, which already happened, but many times it leads to further correction, and that's a Bollinger Band duplication. So we take the range by the breakout and the duplication, and this duplication will take us back to the support area. Now take a look at what happens here on a daily chart. So we saw the weekly bearish divergence, two false breakouts. On a daily chart, these last three waves ended with what? Same false breakout under bearish divergence. Higher highs on the chart, lower highs on the indicator. Absolutely fantastic sign. Then we got lower lows on the chart, lower lows on the indicator. Again, absolutely powerful sign. So for ideal bigger continuation down, we do want this low to be cleaned, and then sell the rallies would become, of course, long-term plan. But on a short term, we already have the valid waves. As you can see on the 4-hour chart, there is a sequence of lower highs, lower lows. Right now, very possible some sort of a consolidation. Also keep in mind the end of the year, so the price might be flirting and floating around this zone with a longer term view to the downside. Another possible scenario here is, let's put back the daily low. As we said, this low, the break below this low would be absolutely ideal technical conditions. Another thing that could happen here is that we go into big 3 waves, something like that. Okay, clean the daily low, make 4-hour chart 3 lower highs, lower lows, and bullish divergence, make a deeper pullback, and then further move down. It doesn't matter how the waves form. The bottom line with the pound yen here is sell the rallies. And the key levels of interest at the moment is, of course, between the current high to the previous high, zone of sellers, and of course, as you can see, it will fit in the highs of the previous uptrend as well. All that are key levels. Okay, as long as they reject, as long as we have them respected, there is a great probability for a sell from these areas. What do you think about the pound yen? 170 or are we going to 190 again? Let me know in the comment section. The next pair would be the pound dollar. And before we move on, big thanks and thumbs up to 8CAP Broker for supporting me, my work, my channel, our community. To enjoy the special offers 8CAP Broker offers for the community, please refer to the link below this video in the description. So what do we have on the pound dollar? As you remember, in one of our recent videos in the channel, I was talking about this zone as we form the condition of higher highs and bearish divergence. We expect to see drop down. This drop down delivered so beautifully that it actually holds an amazing supportive area, making a bullish divergence, lower lows on the chart, higher lows on the indicator, and indicates further buys, which again happened. The question is, what's next? So let's take a look on the chart from the higher time frame perspective. So on a long term, once again, I want to repeat, I personally have not many doubts that the pound dollar should be rallying. And for those who are trading for the long term, buy the dips and hold them smart. Very, very possibly. The question is, however, on the short term, what will happen next? And technically speaking, many times such waves bring some sort of 2 waves movement or a range before deeper continuation. And there is a very, very good chance that around this zone we will see some rejections before further continuation. So the long term at the moment not necessarily providing the ideal entry or add-on. On the short term though, take a look where the key levels are. So we have an important zone here and here, which we actually are directly in from, and slightly higher here. These are all the highs where sellers managed to take the control from several times in a row in the past. So taking that into consideration, and the fact that the daily chart is building a potential bearish divergence, and we could anticipate this zone to have some sort of short-term rejection and provide a possible pullbacks, which after that will very likely to cook to bullish opportunity to join the weekly chart. So with that in mind, going down to the 4-hour chart, here are the 2 opportunities we will very likely see in order to enjoy from these opportunities. So one of them is basically this zone, right? Broken trend line and broken resistances that now become a support, and a huge volume profile based balance zone. We also have the rising supportive line, and we get ourselves a very possible short-term buy opportunity. So here it brings me to the first possible scenario that we will face on the pound dollar. Bounce, rallies or buys, and then bearish divergence to form with making higher highs on the 4-hour chart, lower highs on the indicator, and from there sells. Remember, daily divergence, 4-hour chart divergence usually, if happens, provide great opportunity to start looking for sells. This is exactly what we were experiencing from this zone. Okay, so this is the first scenario. Second scenario is we're gonna face here some 2 waves down, attempts to make some 2 waves up, but below the previous high. And if then we break, it's called a zigzag setup, right? 2 waves down, 2 waves up, and break below such a trend line, provide a further sell. This is another possible scenario we could be looking on the short-term sells. And what do we do in case sells is not building up? And after all, let's face it, the Federal Reserve hint that 2024 they will start cutting the rates. Will they? Time will tell. Maybe that's something that just the investors hear in between the lines, or maybe that's the hope of finally getting rid of the high, expensive periods and rates. Will the Fed actually cut 3 rates? Personally, I'm very doubtful. Time will tell. So for me, still, for the long term, it is by the dips. And if we take a look on the daily chart, we do have 3 higher highs, higher low structure. That by itself is a hint that this is a potential formation structure of a bullish interest. That's why for me, for the long term, buy these dips is definitely something I'll be looking at. Okay, so this is the pound dollar, and on the short term, how to look and participate in potential rallies. And if we get the fake highs in potential sells to form, daily divergence with 4-hour chart divergence, if completed, provides a beautiful sell opportunity. What would you think about the pound dollar? Are we going to the 130 again? 135? Or will we see the drop towards 120 or lower before the rallies take place? Let me know in the comment section. Next one is gold. So in one of the recent videos, we were talking about this zone as a potential area for their buys. We got a massive rally since the week started. Again, the question here will be, what is coming next? So I mentioned about the last weekly forecast that the long term at the moment, with the way that the waves are structuring themselves, for me is uncertain. And what I would be looking to do here with the gold is one of the 2 scenarios on the short term. Scenario number 1 actually is for the sells. As we got the, let me show it to you. Here we are. We get the bearish divergence on the weekly chart, not yet completed, but building up a potential divergence. And on the daily chart, we did have higher highs. Here, higher highs on the chart versus lower highs on the indicator, bearish divergence. And that hints potential sells. And we do have here huge range of sellers on a daily chart. And if we drop to the 4-hour chart, we already got a zigzag, meaning 2 waves down were completed. So the best way to get involved in a sell in such case is to get zigzag rally, 2 waves down, 2 waves up, and from there look to sell with the breakout. Pretty much the same logic as I was covering in the previous instrument in this video. If that happens, this is a beautiful short-term sell. On the other hand, for that to form, right, we can enjoy potential buys. And on the lower time frame, these are the zones where these buys can actually take an opportunity from. So we have a zone of buyers here. If it holds, could provide a beautiful final rally. And the next zone is basically here, low and high. Support becomes a resistance, and in that case, demand for the buyers. So one of these zones could provide actually short-term buy opportunities. So how do I approach towards such places? I mark the zone, and then I'm looking for rejection signs. The first rejection sign starts with candle patterns, okay, like this, and then it becomes the waves. So imagine we got something like that, and then boom, rejection, and we start to see higher highs, higher lows forming and becoming solid buy opportunity. If that happens, for me, it's a good sign for the buys. Okay. Same, of course, about the sells. If second leg actually take place, right, and starts to reject, then of course we're looking go with the sells. Rejection is always the first sign before something significant. And of course, here is the other scenario. What happens if the price goes down without rejecting on supportive areas? Then I will be looking for these 2 waves to complete, probably around the demand area where the buyers show control several times, right? This zone, completing there, going, making lower lows on the chart, higher lows on the indicator, and then looking for these buys. Okay, so these are the several trading plans I have for the gold, both for the buys and the sell. And the reason I am looking to trade these scenarios on a short term at the moment is because for me, as for now, due to the waves that are forming on a daily and 4-hour chart, there is some sort of uncertainty which I see, and that's why long term at the moment for me is better not to deal with. Short term, definitely an opportunity. What do you think about the gold? How low are we going from here? Or will we see new highs? Share with us in the comment section below this video. And the final one, CAD franc. We were talking about it also in one of the recent weekly forecasts, and the anticipation we've had to see two false breakouts and the bullish divergence. So lower lows on the chart versus higher lows on the indicator. So here we are with one false breakout and now second false breakout forming and a bullish divergence forming as well. As you can see, lower lows on the chart, higher lows on the moving average MACD and the RSI. Absolutely fantastic. And all that happens around the 0.65, psychological round number. Going down to the daily chart, and we can also see that these recent lows come to the end with bullish divergence and now higher highs on the chart with higher highs on the indicator. And the way I love that on the 4-hour chart is the way it's structuring itself, making a sequence of higher highs, higher lows without any ending signs. So by ideal, what I want to see from this pair is it climbing above this daily and weekly balance zone that we are facing. Okay? If the price managed to gain this momentum, that should be great opportunity to look to buy the dips. After that, the doors are opened all the way to this first target zone, and then we can go all the way with the daily chart and aim to the previous swing highs. That could be an absolutely massive opportunity as long as the last low holds. Let me know, what do you think about this pair in the comment section below this video. So that's it for this video. I hope you find value in it, and if you do, please don't forget to hit the like button. Feel free to share this video with anyone who you believe can benefit watching that. And I also want to invite you to our trading family, Home Trader Club, where you will get your access to our full trading courses, real-time trading education and trading opportunities, access to the community, and to so many amazing tools and comprehensive media zone. Join us with the link below this video in the description. Best to you and yours. Thank you for your time once again. Good trading. I'll see you soon with more. Bye for now.